Muskies Canada and Muskies Inc. There is no other organization like them. It is probably the greatest fishing organization from a conservation and from a learning perspective that I have ever seen.
If Muskies Canada or Muskies Inc. went away, the muskie fishing as we know it today, I certainly believe would ultimately go away. I think that anything we can do to kind of support these organizations who are kind of behind the scenes working on all of our behalf to make muskie fishing better across all of North America is a huge thing.
And so if you're not a member of Muskies Canada, or if you're not a member of Muskies Inc. in the US, and you're a muskie angler, you're making a huge mistake.
Good morning, Muskies Canada. Ryan Pickering from the Odyssey team. We are coming to you live, Muskies Canada at Work, a virtual Odyssey. I'm super excited. What's been happening behind the scenes has been fast and furious. We've been working really hard to bring you guys some content all day long, 2 separate streams. I'm going to try and keep them straight, but I want to take a minute and I want to introduce Peter Levick, and Peter Levick is going to join me on the screen, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing. Peter, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Ryan. I just wanted to welcome everybody and talk a little bit about this great event that we do and that we've been doing for 20 years, which is the Muskie Odyssey. Of course, it's grown to become Canada's—
Ryan, you're live.
It's grown to become Canada's big muskie expo. And this year, of course, with COVID, we've had to do it differently. We're all learning new tricks. And of course, being able to broadcast through social media has opened up a brand new set of opportunities for us to bring you a huge array of the top muskie experts in not just in Canada, but across North America. So I think you're really going to enjoy the programming that we put together. Canada is got some of the best muskie water in the world. And so we're going to take you all across Canada to look at those muskie areas, the great fisheries that we have. And if you look behind the scenes at those fisheries, you're going to see Muskies Canada chapters at work. That's the theme for this whole program. So whether you're talking about on the East Coast, the fisheries of New Brunswick and the St. John River, all the way through to the Manitoba border and the great fisheries of Northwest Ontario, you're going to see it all in the next 2 days. We're going to have a good array of information about fishing and about muskies and muskie angling, but a lot about the science, the research that we do and that we've been doing over the last 40 years to be able to help these fisheries be sustainable and healthy. So that's part of the work that Muskies Canada does. So we really want to be able to present to you a great and rich program. You're going to see this on our main site at Muskies Canada Official. All of these segments are going to be available on YouTube as well on the Muskies Canada channel. The Odyssey is the mechanism by which we raise funds. And in a virtual world, we have put together a huge live auction. And it's come from donations from the industry, from our bait makers, from manufacturers of muskie gear, from the companies that actually make stuff that we use for muskie fishing, from the retailers that help to support that. The industry has been phenomenal in supporting this. Muskies Canada is an all-volunteer organization. This event is an all-volunteer production. So, because of the heart and soul and passion of our members and of the people that are bringing you this show, we want to be able to share all of that muskie information with you. And we want you to support our live auction as well, because that gives us resources that we can actually put back into the fishery All net proceeds go to research, education, conservation, restoration projects. And, you know, some of the projects we've done over the years with funds from the Odyssey are the Spanish River Muskie Restoration Project that you'll hear about a little bit later on, the Lake Simcoe Muskie Restoration Project, a 15-year program with the Ministry of Natural Resources, Project Noble Beast, the Kawarthas Lakes pike invasion, St. John River tagging study, Muskellunge nursery habitat study on the St. Lawrence River, genetic analysis on Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe, Saugeen River, Ottawa River. You get what we do with the Odyssey and the funds that we raise to be able to do that. That's what Muskies Canada does. So, you know, without any further ado, I want to give it back to Ryan and to Brian to talk about how this day is going to work. Thank you for tuning in, and we're going to have a great, great session today and tomorrow. Thank you for your support. Ryan, over to you.
All right, back to me in the broadcast booth, and I am back in the broadcast booth, and I am running 2 streams. I'm having 2 channels running right now. So I don't know many people who have done this before. When we were building the Odyssey, when we came back to the table and knew that we had to bring some content to all of our partners and all of our members and the greater and broader muskie community, we tried to figure out how we were going to do that. And you probably saw some of the sneak peeks and behind the scenes videos that I've done in the studio that I've built. And I want you to know that not one penny of this studio has come out of Muskies Canada and any of the money that's designated towards research. It's all volunteer based. The Muskies Canada community came together in a spectacular fashion, and I couldn't be more proud. This morning has been a whirlwind. I got up an extra hour early and I was still 20 minutes late. And trying to figure out how to do this during a lockdown has been really, really exciting. And here we are, and it's going to work. Maybe a few hiccups here and there, but we've got some serious redundancies in place. And so after Peter's intro, it's my job to tell both streams. And right now, you could be watching on the Sudbury page. You could be watching on my friend Jamie Sebastian's Upper Valley page. You might be watching on Mississauga. I'm going to be here to tell you how today is going to work, how it is supposed to work. And that is that the Mississauga page, that is stream 1 on my left. It's that camera, which is 2 inches away from that camera. I am going to be dealing with Brian, Megan, Rachel, and the live auction team. And if you want to get in on some spectacular baits, there's going to be some baits on display that I have here, and there's going to be other baits on display right in the bait camera. The baits have their own camera in the live auction. And so you're going to want to stick on Mississauga. And when you get the bait or the equipment that you want, pop back over to Muskies Canada Official and tune in for the seminars. And all you guys on the seminar side, you guys are streamed too. And I see right now that we are broadcasting to a number of Muskies Canada pages. That's terrific. But if you're watching on any page other than Muskie Canada Inc., Muskies Canada Official, this stream is going to end very, very soon. I'm glad you found us, but find your way to Muskies Canada Official. And Pierre, my producer, who's been helping behind the scenes since day one, is going to start chopping all of you guys off. If you're still watching this, instead of finding Muskies Canada Official, it's too late. You're already missing out. All right. So there's going to be a split screen between myself and Brian, and I'm going to ask my producers on both streams to put Brian's face next to mine. Maybe a little bit older, maybe not quite as handsome, but we're going to share the screen together right there. Definitely a better muskie fisherman, and so I'm going to lean on him in that regard. Brian, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for being my partner today. And why don't you say a little bit about the live auction while we unmute you on stream 2, please. So, Brian, just a quick interruption. I believe that you have muted your mic, and in this system, if there we go. All right, everyone. We've got Brian with us now on both streams. There's gonna be. We talked about this as an organization, and we talked about the mistakes that might happen, and the fact that this is new for most of us, and a learning curve for the entire world. And you get to watch those mistakes and see how we recover from it. And so, if there's some gentle jabbing in the comments, I can see on the Mississauga page that Gazoo himself has told us we better fix it. You got it, Gazoo. We got it under control. And our producers are going to be popping up comments all day long that are going to allow us to interact with you guys. This is supposed to feel like a show. You're supposed to feel like you're part of it, and we're going to do our best. Brian, now that we have both of your
I'm allowed to talk now, Ryan?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. I think that's going to be an ongoing theme. Ryan's going to be doing a lot of the lion's share of the speaking, which is great. So we do have the first time slot up. We're going to be running baits all day long, lots of different baits. We're starting off with a really big bang. And that's the 13-inch straight 50 finder from DK Lures. And that's going to be with a knocker. It's a walleye, and I do have it on the bait cam. I don't know if we can jump onto that, but I will.
We can't right now, but we are working on it. So if I can jump in, one of the cool things, guys, what you can't see is right now you see two people on the screen. You see Brian, you see Ryan. But I see all of the other helpers, partners, and assistants. I see them all in the bottom of the screen in these little windows, and it's really, really cool. So I can see when Ryan Fagundo or Pierre is scrambling to do something, and it's really neat. So if it looks like we're staring off into space, it's because we are trying to read sign language from someone who's not on the screen.
Yeah, and keep in mind, everybody, we're completely socially distanced, so we're kind of doing our own thing here and scrambling ourselves. So that's why you'll see some hiccups. But stick with us; we'll figure it out by about session 3 or 4. So we've got the bait cam now. There it is, beautiful 13-inch DK. It has a knocker in it. This actually bait was made pre-COVID, and this was supposed to be going to the Odyssey last year, and then Dave made it just before COVID hit and sent it out to me, and I've been holding on to it for over a year now, and we figured we would auction it off at the beginning of this as a little bit of a testament to the perseverance of all of us, especially in Ontario with all of the new regulations out there. But we all want to get out there fishing, and we all want to be safe. But this bait has been in my possession for over a year, and it is a beautiful bait.
No tooth marks?
No tooth marks. I did not test it.
A gentleman, a real gentleman.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to, but I couldn't. So anyways, that's that bait. We're also doing a clothing run of different Muskie Maniacs items, and that's going to be with Megan McGregor and Rachel Campbell when they jump on.
And that's actually going to be happening.
Show it.
That's going to be happening very soon.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a strict schedule, and one of the things that's going to be happening in less than 2 minutes is I am going to be leaving Mississauga. I know you guys will be sad, but the good news is Megan and Rachel are going to jump on, and the bait cam will be there in my absence, and I will then be going on stream 2. We'll be introducing the president of Muskies Canada, who has some words to say. And every now and again, we will make sure to show the Muskies Canada official camera some pictures of bait. You guys don't have access to the bait cam because that's over on Mississauga. However, we will make sure that if you're watching on Muskies Canada official, that you get a look at that. So my producer's going to let me go from the Mississauga page. I'll see you guys soon. I look forward to saying hello to Rachel and to Megan. I'll talk to you soon. And on this side, we're going to dump Brian off, please. and we're going to start taking away those streams of the multi-channel. And so I'm just going to turn down my audio mixer so that I'm running my own show here, guys. Typically a production like this has a grand team of people running the audio, visual. Not today. Today, I am the chief bottle washer. And as the chief bottle washer, I would very much like to welcome Steve Nelson. Steve, if you could share the screen with me and say good morning, sir. You are live, Steve. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Good morning.
We are to you, please, sir.
All right, that's fine. It still shows that I'm backstage, but perhaps
you are live and in charge.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Steve Nelson, the president of Muskies Canada Sport Fishing and Research, Inc. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone to our virtual event, Muskies Canada at Work, a virtual odyssey, taking place today and tomorrow. Muskies Canada is presently in our 43rd year of operation. The club was formed to preserve and enhance the muskie fishery. We now have 13 chapters in 3 provinces, Ontario, Quebec, and New Brunswick. All of our fundraising is used to benefit the muskie fishery and habitat restoration. From the start, we preached the value of catch and release. Over the years, we have proven this to be worthwhile. Today, there are more 50-inch plus muskies caught than when we started up. We've worked with the OMNRF on increasing minimum length regulations on water bodies containing muskie. Our Quebec and New Brunswick chapters also work with their local ministries to enhance fishing regulations. We also contribute not only financially, but with volunteer assistance to muskie-based scientific research and habitat restoration. We have recently completed a multiple-year restocking program in Lake Simcoe in south central Ontario. This lake once held such a large population of muskie that there was a commercial fishery. But in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, the muskie population crashed. We are also providing ongoing assistance to studies on Lake St. Clair, the Ottawa River, the St. Lawrence River. A future project may involve the reintroduction of muskellunge in the Hamilton Harbor area known as Coots Paradise. This also, at one time, supported a commercial fishery for muskie. Looking towards the future, we will continue to provide educational grants to fishery science students who are interested in muskellunge research and management. 20 years ago, we started a muskie show that we called the Muskie Odyssey. This show brought together the muskie industry, tackle vendors, lure manufacturers, guides, resorts, and fishery scientists, offering a unique combination of merchandise sales and informational presentations. All net proceeds of the Odyssey go to our Odyssey Fund that allows Muskies Canada to support research, education, and conservation projects that benefit the muskie fishery in Canada. Due to the current COVID-19 situation, we were forced to cancel this show in 2020. But this year, we have transformed the event to be available virtually. Muskies Canada at Work is an all-volunteer event. We have put together a great series of presentations that cover Canada's best muskie waters. They will also show you the work of our chapters that is going on behind the scenes to ensure that these fisheries are world-class. Running simultaneously with our presentations, we are holding a series of silent auctions that include the sale of rare and hard-to-find limited production muskie lures, rods, reels, clothing, and resort stays. Again, as I mentioned above, all proceeds of these sales are used for muskie research, restoration, and habitat preservation. Your support helps. Now it is my great pleasure to present the Honorable Minister John Yakabuski, Minister of Ontario Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry, for his opening remarks.
Welcome.
Welcome, Mr. Minister.
All right. Just one moment, sir. I believe your mic is muted. And we're very excited to have you here. So we definitely want to hear what you have to say. I can try and mime it.
I know. I think I'm unmuted now.
Yes, sir.
Heard when I muted Ryan. That's why I guess I'm just taking the default position. Sorry. Anyway, thank you so much, Steve, for that kind introduction, and Ryan for helping me out technologically, and Steve for giving me a bit more education about your organization. I'm confined to my little office here at home this morning, and because my wife is in the other end of the house watching something that will probably only have slightly more viewers this morning than your symposium here. Of course, the funeral of Royal Highness Prince Philip. First of all, I want to a full confession. I have never been fishing for muskie, and you know, when I talk to different groups throughout the province of Ontario, often I have something I can relate to, an experience that they would understand as well. And I gotta, you know, from what I've been able to find out about and learn about it, I think that, no pun intended, I've been missing out on something, as they say, no pun intended, really big, really big. As Ed Sullivan show, something really, really big, because I hear more stories about Big Muskie than anything else, and it's the as you guys call it, the 1 in 10,000 casts experience, which also makes me think that, boy, we should have muskie fishermen as politicians, because, boy, you must have a lot of patience too to be able to wait it out till that big one comes along. But I do want to say that it's given me a reason to have more interest, and of course we've been seized with this pandemic, and as you know, we're in even a tighter situation beginning this morning with regards to COVID-19, and it's affected, as Steve alluded to, it's affected, including your event last year, which caused its cancellation. But it's had such a detrimental effect on so many things that we do. But of course, we have to deal with this, and we have to put it behind us. And as a result of that, so many people are suffering as a result of it. So they did give me some formal remarks, or whatever we call them, written remarks. I'm going to deliver them as well. But I did want to, really just give a personal thank you. And I saw on the website different people holding these big ones. It actually gives me an interest in when this thing is over, meaning the pandemic, that maybe I can get out to one of those places. And some of them aren't too far away from where I live. I live in Barry's Bay, Ontario, which is a little village, but the Ottawa River isn't that far away, and Lake Nipissing, and Lake St. Clair. I mean, it's maybe I'll even make a trip up to Lake of the Woods and join with my friend Greg Rickford, and we'll go out on Lake of the Woods sometime. But it's definitely something that has piqued my interest as to what you do, but also the tremendous work that you do to try and preserve and enhance this fishery in Ontario, and indeed all of Canada. But Ontario certainly is the capital of muskie fishing. There's no question about that. So the muskie's formidable size and strength, and its reputation for being the fish of 10,000 casts, has given it an almost mythical status among the anglers who target it. For many, catching a trophy muskie is the thrill of a lifetime, one I haven't had yet. These hard-fighting, hard-to-find predators represent the ultimate Canadian angling experience, and there are few better places on earth to target muskies than in the waterways of Ontario. In fact, as the home of nearly 1/3 of the world's naturally reproducing muskellunge populations, Ontario is arguably the best recreational muskie fishery in the world. maybe not even arguably. But it hasn't always been that way. Muskies used to be harvested commercially, and their populations were threatened by developments that impacted their spawning and nursery habits. These pressures at both ends of the muskie's life cycle put the health of Ontario's muskie population at risk. However, thanks to the great work of Muskies Canada in advocating for improved management of this vital species, things have begun to turn around, or began to turn around. In 2001, the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry implemented a framework for the management of muskellunge. It is based on the growth potential of populations, and it establishes specific recreational fishing rules for each water body in Ontario. The framework drew on decades of science led by scientists within my ministry, and it was developed in partnership with key stakeholders, including Nature and Outdoor Tourism Ontario, the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters, and of course, Muskies Canada. Now, 20 years later, and with effective catch and release guidelines for these epic predators, Ontario is a world-class destination for muskie anglers. Each year in our province, muskie anglers encounter exceptional fish, with a number exceeding 50 inches reported from across the province, which really speaks to the success of our mutual efforts to protect muskies and promote a sustainable recreational fishery in Ontario. Muskies Canada has been an important partner to my ministry on a number of key conservation initiatives. One of the most important activities for protecting our muskie fishery is public awareness. Muskies Canada helps us educate the public on muskie identification and on proper catch and release techniques, which are vital for ensuring muskie populations remain healthy and vibrant. And your organization does great work in transferring knowledge to new members, anglers, and the public alike through education and mentorship programs. Another key initiative is the Angler Log Program, which really demonstrates the power of citizen science.
So there's people who are already sending in the offers to fish in their boat.
Okay. This program enlists the help of dedicated muskie anglers across the province who share information from tens of thousands of angler hours. Tens of thousands of angler hours, 1 in 10,000 casts. I'm getting a connection here. The Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry relies on the data gathered from this program in making management decisions, because muskie populations are difficult to monitor using traditional survey methods. The success of this program truly shows that muskie anglers themselves have a keen interest in protecting the fishery for future generations. Muskies Canada also supports several rehabilitation and restoration projects aimed at increasing muskie populations in Ontario, including efforts in the Spanish River watershed and Lake Simcoe, as Steve mentioned, with promising results. I know funding for the Lake Simcoe project has been provided from your own members through past symposiums, which is a tremendous show of support. Muskies Canada is a valued partner for my ministry in our science-based approach to fisheries management, which is something we're very proud of. Your organization takes part in numerous fisheries management zone advisory councils, which help us to continue improving the management framework for muskies and helps us make changes to seasons and size limits to protect the population. And your organization helps us increase our knowledge of muskellunge biology and ecology by contributing to some key research projects. These include genetic analysis, telemetry studies, and investigations into spawning and nursery habits. These research projects are vitally important to our science-based approach to fish management in Ontario, and I am very grateful to your organization for your valuable contribution. And of course, Muskies Canada has played a key role in countless other initiatives to promote sport fishing in Ontario. You've seen the recent media stories, about the pressure placed on muskellunge populations in the St. Lawrence River by the round goby. Invasive species are an issue we take very seriously, and we are committed to protecting the environment for future generations. To prevent the spread of this invasive species, Our government has banned the possession of live round goby and the use of round gobies as a bait.
Excellent.
We also encourage Ontarians to report any information about this species to the toll-free invading species hotline.
Mr. Yakubuski,
Yes.
I'm getting the high sign that that we have expanded past our available time, and the last thing I want to do is tell a highly valued government official like yourself that I need to cut you off as just a lowly fisherman, especially when you're speaking so highly of Muskies Canada. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you. And I mean, our president is still here, Mr. Nelson, and I want to thank you on both of our behalves and on the environment as well. We support you. You have our support. Your government gets our vote, and we are a loud voice for you guys. And so I just want to say thank you very much and tell you that we're going to pick up this conversation later and make sure that everyone knows how much you've helped us.
Oh, is that me frozen or you?
All right. So I believe that I am now saying thank you very much to our president, Steve Nelson. I'm not sure where his red shirt was. I know I sent it personally, so maybe we can post up a selfie later. If you need help, reach out to someone in a red shirt. All right, that's all you need to know. I'm really excited because the Kawarthas Lakes chapter is coming up next. You're going to start to see them populate my screen right now. We're going to start introducing them. Guys, stop sipping your coffee. Stop fixing your hair because you're coming up live next. There you go. That's terrific, Brent. Let's get my producer to make